Breaking news, it's raining in the Pacific Northwest.
Hi, welcome to Mr. Corbett and Miss Lanigan's science show. Let's talk about precipitation. Precipitation is when moisture that's up in the clouds gets heavy after it condenses and it starts to fall from the sky. Now there's different types of precipitation. There's rain, sleet, snow, hail, and sometimes freezing rain. Right now what we're experiencing is rain. It is raining. This is rain. It's not a drizzle. It's not misty. It's rain. Mr. Corbett, do you have anything to add?
It's a storm.
It's a storm. It's a monsoon. Here in the Pacific Northwest, Mount Baker is over there, but you can't see it because of the rain clouds. I don't know what else to tell you, but this is Miss Lanigan reporting live from the campfire.
As you can see, there are many types of clouds. We classify them by how high up they are in the atmosphere and by their shape. We're only going to look at a few of them, though. These are cirrus clouds. Cirrus clouds are thin and wispy, kind of look like hair almost. They look like somebody took a cloud and stretched it out and pulled it apart. They're thin because they're made of ice crystals instead of water droplets. In a blue sky, if there's a few cirrus clouds way up high, usually means it's going to be nice weather, a clear, nice, sunny day. Cumulus clouds are these puffy clouds that are scattered throughout the sky. They look like cotton balls. In Latin, the word cumulus means pile. So it's like accumulating piles of stuff piling up. Cumulus clouds can be white or gray. The white ones in the sky means no rain. But if they're gray and they start collecting together, that can mean rain. Stratus clouds look like a huge, thick blanket covering the sky. They're a sure sign of rain if it is warm, and snow if it is cold. If stratus clouds are near the ground, we call them fog. These clouds form when the weather has been cold and warm, moist air blows in. The amount of moisture in the air and the difference between the warm and the cold determine how thick a cloud or the fog is. The word nimbus means a cloud that already has rain or snow falling from it. So lots of clouds can have the word nimbus attached to them. For example, Cumulonimbus is a cumulus cloud that has turned really dark and has rain falling out of it. Or a stratonimbus, which is like the dark blanket with rain falling out of it. Cumulonimbus clouds, sometimes called thunderheads, are associated with thunderstorms, lightning, and intense heavy rains, as well as hail. Cumulonimbus clouds grow vertically, and commonly they become an anvil shape, a dark base that's only 1,000 feet above the ground, and the top of it can reach 50,000 feet into the atmosphere. Cumulus clouds carry masses of unstable air, and they often produce unpredictably high winds and downdrafts. These clouds are capable of generating violent supercell storms, tornadoes, and dangerous wind shear conditions. The most common type of cloud that brings precipitation is a stratus cloud. Stratus clouds, remember, are low in the sky. They're like blankets. And in a stratus cloud, you can find rain, sleet, freezing rain, and snow. Let's start off with rain. When rain comes out of a stratus cloud, it is a liquid. And as it falls through the sky, it stays a liquid until splat, it hits the ground. And it's a liquid, makes everything wet. Rain is the most common type of precipitation. Sleet is different from rain only because as it falls from the sky, it'll go through a layer of air that's below freezing. This causes that water droplet to freeze, and then when it hits the ground, it's a little tiny ice pellet. That's what they look like. They're pretty, but unlike snowflakes, when an ice pellet hits your face, it hurts. Sleet hurts. Freezing rain is different from sleet because it's still rain as it's falling through the sky until it gets really close to the ground. And then it's going to freeze just as it hits the ground, and everything gets covered in a sheet of ice. It's very, very dangerous. It's beautiful, but it only takes about 1/10 of an inch of ice covering everything to make it really, really dangerous. Trees start to bend and break. People slip and slide all over the place. And although it looks kind of funny, somebody is going to get hurt. Now imagine this ice with vehicles. This can cause all kinds of accidents on roads. This is what they call black ice. It freezes instantly, and before you know it, the roads are covered in ice. I don't know what they were thinking being out in this, and I don't know why they're opening their doors. Snow is my favorite type of precipitation. It's very straightforward and simple. It starts as an ice crystal, and it stays as an ice crystal. But it can also be a big problem. Blizzard of 78. This is in Michigan, where I lived in 1978. We had a lot of snow, really fast, and it covered everything. But it sure is beautiful. So what about hail?
Ow!
Hail comes from cumulonimbus clouds, those great big tall clouds. The warm, humid air gets pushed up by an updraft, and up at the top of the cloud, it gets really cold, and so it becomes more dense, and it falls back down to the bottom of the cloud. Remember what this is called? Convection. Here's what happens. At the bottom of the cumulonimbus cloud, a little water droplet gets pushed up by an updraft. As it reaches the top of the cloud, it's much colder, so it freezes. And then it starts to fall back down. When it's cold, it falls back down. And then it collects more water at the bottom and gets pushed back up again. It freezes, now it's even bigger. And it comes back down, collects more water, gets pushed back up until finally it's so heavy it gets pushed right out of the cloud.
Ow!
Hail can cause a lot of damage, but it's not as dangerous and deadly as freezing rain. Part of the reason is because it doesn't happen that often. You can see that the average size is fairly small. It is very rare, exceptionally rare, to get something like this.